I think Jordan Ashford's next crisis should not begin with a long speech or a quiet tear in the mirror. It should begin with one sudden mistake, one frightened reaction, one moment she cannot take back. That is the kind of spoiler twist that would make me sit forward, because Jordan has always been a woman who survives by staying calm. So when she loses control, even for a second, I know General Hospital has something powerful in its hands. The recent direction around Jordan's accident already gives the story a strong emotional base. She is hurt, shaken, and worried about what the crash has done to her face and her life. That alone is painful. But, for me, the more interesting question is not only whether Jordan can heal on the outside. The real question is whether she can still trust what is happening inside her. That is where I believe the writers could take this storyline and turn it into something much deeper than a recovery arc. In my version, Jordan is not simply scared of Sidwell. She is scared because her own reactions are changing. A noise outside makes her jump. A shadow in the doorway makes her tense up. A hand on her shoulder makes her body move before her mind understands what is happening. She's not weak. She's not dramatic. She is a woman whose instincts have been damaged by trauma, pain, and maybe something even darker. That is where Curtis should enter the story. Curtis comes to check on her because he still cares. Their history is complicated, but that does not erase concern. He sees Jordan trying too hard to look fine. He hears the careful way she answers questions. He knows when she is hiding pain. And because he wants to comfort her, he steps too close at the wrong time. Jordan turns suddenly, panicked, and strikes him. It is not an attack born from hate. It is not meant to make Jordan look cruel. It is a terrible accident caused by fear. But that is exactly why it hurts. Curtis is stunned. Jordan is horrified. For a few seconds, neither of them knows what to say, and that silence would be stronger than any dramatic speech. Jordan has spent so much of her life protecting others, and now she has harmed someone who came to help her. That moment would change everything. If General Hospital wants to make this story personal, this is the way to do it. Jordan's fear would no longer be only something she describes to Justine. It would become something we can see. It would have consequences. It would put pressure on everyone around her. Curtis would understand that Jordan did not mean to hurt him, but understanding does not remove the shock. He would still have to wonder what happens if it occurs again. And Jordan would have to live with the thought that she may not be fully in control of herself. Then Justine becomes important in a new way. Instead of only being the friend who listens, she becomes the person who sees the damage after it happens. She walks into the aftermath and realizes this could ruin Jordan if it spreads. Jordan is already vulnerable. Sidwell is already dangerous. If word gets out that Jordan injured Curtis during a panic episode, her judgment could be questioned, her public position could be weakened, and her investigation into Sidwell could fall apart. So Justine makes a choice. She helps keep the incident quiet. I like this twist because it does not make Justine evil. It makes her human. She may believe she is protecting Jordan until they understand what is truly happening. She may think she is buying time. But in Port Charles, every hidden truth comes with a price. The more Justine helps, the more she becomes trapped in the secret. And once a secret exists, someone like Sidwell only needs to find it. That is where the spoiler heat really begins. Sidwell does not have to threaten Jordan openly to be frightening. A quiet villain can be worse than a loud one. He can watch from a distance. He can collect information. He can let Jordan doubt herself before he ever says a word. If Sidwell learns that Jordan lost control and hurt Curtis, he gains something extremely useful. He gains leverage. He could begin by acting concerned. That would be the chilling part. He might offer help with her recovery. He might suggest doctors, treatments, or private arrangements. He might imply that he knows how to make problems disappear. But every offer would come with a hidden chain. Jordan would know it, Justine would know it, the audience would know it, and still the pressure would grow. I would also add a medical mystery beneath the emotional drama. Jordan's outburst should not be explained only as stress. Stress is real, but General Hospital can go further. Maybe her medication has been switched. Maybe someone has interfered with her treatment. Maybe something connected to Sidwell's secret work is affecting her memory, her fear response, or her ability to stay grounded in the moment. That would make the story feel less like a simple breakdown and more like a dangerous setup. This is what separates the new direction from the original one. In the original path, Jordan is afraid Sidwell might discover what she is doing. In this version, Sidwell may already be moving inside her life without her knowing. He may be using her injury, her recovery, and her emotional state to make her look unstable. That is more personal. That is more frightening. And for a character like Jordan, it is a much stronger challenge. Jordan's battle would not just be against Sidwell. It would be against doubt. Did she really see danger when Curtis touched her? Did she lose a moment of time? Did she take the correct medicine? Why does she feel worse after certain treatments? Why does Sidwell always seem one step ahead? These questions would make every scene feel tense, even quiet scenes. A glass of water, a pill bottle, a hospital form, or a missing security clip could become part of the mystery. Curtis would also have a stronger role. He would not want to expose Jordan, but he would not be able to ignore what happened. He might cover his injury at first. He might tell himself it was only one moment. But Curtis is too smart to overlook a pattern. If Jordan begins acting strangely again, he would start asking questions. And the more he asks, the closer he gets to Sidwell's web. That could also bring tension into Curtis's own life. If Portia notices he is hiding something, she may suspect Jordan is pulling him back into old emotional trouble. She may not know at first that the situation is bigger than romance or loyalty. That would be classic General Hospital. One secret creates another. One act of protection becomes a new source of conflict. Nobody lies because they want to hurt someone, but the truth still gets buried. For Jordan, the most painful part would be shame. I do not mean shame about her appearance. I mean the deeper shame of wondering whether she has become dangerous. That is a human fear. Many people, especially after trauma or illness, understand the terrible feeling of not recognizing themselves. Jordan is used to being strong. She is used to being useful. She is used to being the person others can rely on. Now she may need help, and that may frighten her more than Sidwell. That is why this storyline could speak to long-time viewers. It is not just about danger. It is about dignity. It is about aging, injury, pride, fear, recovery, and the hard truth that life can change us without asking permission. I think many viewers over 60 would understand that kind of story deeply. They have seen people rebuild after accidents. They have seen strong loved ones struggle. They know courage is not always loud. Sometimes courage is simply admitting that something is wrong and still searching for the truth. I would let Jordan make mistakes, but I would not take away her intelligence. That is important. She should not become helpless. Even while she is frightened, she should begin keeping notes. She should track her symptoms. She should question her medication. She should notice when Sidwell appears too calm. She should realize that if someone wants her to look unstable, the best weapon she has is evidence. That gives Jordan power again. Justine, meanwhile, should become more conflicted. At first, she hides the Curtis incident to protect Jordan, but later she may wonder if hiding it helps Sidwell more than Jordan. If Jordan has another episode, Justine will have to face the truth that secrets can become dangerous. I would like to see Justine torn between friendship and responsibility. That is a mature conflict, and it gives her more purpose than simply being a supportive listener. The next major spoiler turn could happen when Jordan follows a lead connected to Sidwell's hidden operation. She believes she is close to proving someone has interfered with her recovery. She goes alone because she does not want anyone else hurt. That is a very Jordan choice. Brave, stubborn, and risky. But once she gets there, her symptoms return. Her vision blurs. Her memory slips. She hears something behind her, turns, and then everything goes blank. When she wakes up, someone is injured nearby. That is the cliffhanger I would want. Not because I want Jordan punished, but because I want the audience to feel the full force of the trap. Did Jordan hurt this person? Was she drugged? Was the scene staged before she arrived? Did Sidwell arrange it so she would wake up looking guilty? Those questions would keep viewers watching because they all point to different possibilities, and none of them are simple. The strongest part of this direction is that Jordan remains the heart of the story. She is not standing on the edge while other characters solve the mystery. She is the mystery and the investigator at the same time. Her fear matters. Her choices matter. Her mistakes matter. Her strength matters. That gives the character real value. And when the truth finally begins to come out, I would want it to be satisfying. I want Jordan to discover that her fear was not weakness. It was a clue. Her reactions were not random. Someone was pushing her. Someone wanted her isolated, doubted, and discredited. And once Jordan understands that, she can turn the whole trap around. That is the General Hospital story I would want to watch. Jordan injured, yes. Jordan afraid, yes. But not defeated. Not reduced to scars. Not written as a woman who only needs saving. I want to see her fight back with the wisdom she has earned over the years. I want Curtis to stand close enough to care but far enough to let her reclaim herself. I want Justine to face the cost of loyalty. I want Sidwell to realize too late that making Jordan doubt herself was his biggest mistake. Because once Jordan Ashford stops asking, "What is wrong with me?" and starts asking, "Who did this to me?" the whole story changes. That is when the fear becomes fire. That is when the secret becomes evidence. And that is when poor Charles should remember that Jordan may be wounded, but she is still one of the most dangerous people to underestimate.